I'm annoyed by the media that keep asking him, hoping that Coach Belichick is going to slip up when he's not going to slip up. He goes to the press conference trying to give you as little as possible. He's rehearsed this over his 40, 50-year NFL career. He's not going to give you anything. And instead of you going trying to, and once he answers twice, Skip, now the story became, he said that he's not a doctor, he's not an orthopedic 12 times. So now that's the story, as opposed to giving you any information. You know Mac Jones is not playing any time in the foreseeable future. I
don't know that for a fact.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
He ain't playing. He ain't playing within the next 3 weeks. I feel very comfortable in saying that. Hell, he couldn't even get off the field on his own. They had to carry his ass off the field like he had won the championship. They had to help him into the locker room.
Yeah, some of the Patriot reporters are saying, don't be shocked if he tries to play on Sunday because that's just what he's made of. But go ahead.
Okay, made of. Skip, he's not going to give you any more than the bare necessities. And, everybody's active. Everybody's injured at some point. It just becomes like, this is who he is. So I don't listen to Coach Belichick expecting to deduce anything. Because if you listen to him talk after a win, you swear nobody played good or everybody played great. Because he's not going to give you anything. The man never complimented Tom Brady. Tom played great, but we had a bunch of people play great. Yeah. So what damn? I mean, Tom just threw for 400. Yeah, but, the guys caught the ball, the guys ran the ball. So, Skip, at some point in time, you know what? I would hate to be a beat for the Patriots, a beat writer for the Patriots, because I ain't going to get nothing.
I agree.
Then my boss going to be like, well, Sharpe, what you got? I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I was there. He said nothing. They say nothing.
In the locker room, they're going to say next to nothing.
Nothing.
Yep.
So how you want me to do it? I can't even tell you if I'm a good beat reporter because I ain't got nothing to beat. I ain't got nothing to say.
There's no Shannon Sharpe in that locker room. And if Shannon Sharpe were in that locker room,
he wouldn't last very long. He'd be gone. Then we got me up out of this, Skip.
Right. You'd have a gag order at your locker.
Exactly. I would.
Yeah. Okay. This is just me, but this is already going down in Patriot lore as Belichick did it again.
Yes.
It's right there with on to Cincinnati. It's right there with I'm not Mona Lisa Vito, speaking of my cousin Vinny. I'll get to that in a second. Those were amusing. Those were endearing because he did have Tom Brady to back him up. And just for the record, on to Cincinnati occurred on September 29th and 30th then, but it was a Monday night football game.
That was 2014 though, right?
2014, early 2014. They had fallen to 2-2 on Monday Night Football, losing 41-14 at Kansas City. I sat in Bristol, Connecticut that night watching the post-game Monday Night Football show. Several analysts declared the Patriots dead and declared how sad it was that Tom Brady was going to have to go out this way with so few weapons, that Belichick hadn't helped him enough by giving him a good enough supporting cast.
Okay.
The next day, I wrote for ESPN.com. You can look it up. They ain't dead yet because they still got Brady and they still got Belichick, and they're on to Cincinnati. They beat Cincinnati the next Sunday in Foxborough 43-17. And guess what happened thereafter? They marched right on. They had to go through Deflategate at the end of the year. That was a hellacious year of things happening. What drama ensued. But they went all the way to the Seattle Super Bowl, and then it took a fateful play by, as you know, Malcolm Butler to save the game. But Brady was extraordinary in the fourth quarter against the Legion of Boom. They won the Super Bowl. So on to Cincinnati took on historical proportions because they were not only just on to Cincinnati, they were on to the Super Bowl, right? Just before they left for that Super Bowl, Deflategate hit the fan. And boy, it hit it hard. And so Belichick called his own press conference and went Mona Lisa Vito out of my cousin Vinny because she was a genius about cars. She knew everything there was to know about cars and saved the court case because of her car knowledge, for those who know the movie. But Belichick makes a wild reference to I'm not Mona Lisa Vito. And his point was, I don't know everything there is to know about footballs and inflation.
I'm not reading the MRI.
Right. Well, that's okay. So it's the same idea. But yet that day I'm saying, Bill, I think you do know everything about inflation or deflation of footballs because you cross every T and dot every I.
He knows everything about everything. It's kind of like the situation, Skip, they was trying to get knowledge about Tom's thumb.
What happened?
It ain't open heart surgery.
That's what he said after the game. He had thrown for 124 in the fourth quarter against Nathaniel Hackett and Jacksonville. And They asked, how impressed were you with Tom's performance? Because he had 12 stitches, according to Tom, in his thumb, base of his throwing thumb. And he said, it's not exactly open heart surgery. Another classic Belichick quote. Well, yesterday, I was more annoyed by this because I don't think they're very good. So I don't know if you could, it's like Popovich in San Antonio. I don't know if you can keep getting away with this if you don't have Tim Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker.
Well, he can, Skip, because this, now, I mean, it's an expectation that this is what you're going to get. Skip, I mean, Coach Pop will give you a little, I mean, he's not as cold and as callous as he used to be on the sideline.
He used to just bully reporters.
But it got to the point, that's what they expected.
And a lot of people thought that was endearing.
Yeah.
Like it was, oh, that's curmudgeon Pop. You know, that's just the way he is.
So what did it say? That's how Coach Belichick is.
Okay.
We're not asking you to be Dr. Elatrage. We're not asking you to be one of these four most known orthopedics. But can you get? Well, here's the thing. He does have a severe high ankle sprain. The timetable upon his return, we don't know right now. We'll see how it progresses at the end of the week. We've gotten the MRI. You got the results. You didn't read them, but you got the results. You have orthopedics on your staff, some of the best.
Yeah, he said day by day. What do I look like, a doctor, an orthopedic surgeon? I don't know. Talk to the medical experts. No, you talk to them.
Well, here's the thing.
Didn't you talk to them?
That's when somebody says, sure, Coach Belichick, can you make those guys available to us? And then we can ask them. No, you're never going to let that happen. So since we can't ask them directly, we're asking you, what is the status of Matt Jones?
A legitimate question, by the way, because is he going to play or not?
Yes.
Everybody needs to know, wants to know.
And that's the thing, Skip, is that most coaches, like, okay, Dak. I mean, just imagine if Mike McCarthy came out there, oh, Dak is day to day, knowing the severity of the injury. Then we wouldn't allow that. But we've allowed Coach Belichick for so long now. It just turned the other cheek, Coach. Oh, come on. Come on, man. I mean, like I said, it'd be very difficult. I commend anybody that's writing, that's a beat writer or cover the Patriots, because your job is made damn near impossible to do because of him.
That is true. The problem is, I don't think this is a different circumstance. Mac Jones is actually injured here. But even if he weren't injured, I don't think he can back up day by day or whatever the classic quote is, because now you got Green Bay and Foxborough this Sunday, and you need to make this quote historical by saying they backed it up. They knocked off Green Bay. I don't think they will knock off Green Bay.
That quote wouldn't had on to Cincinnati would have had no historical significance to it if they don't go on and win the Super Bowl. Because people have said a lot of things through the course of the year, and when they don't go on and win the ultimate prize, we forget about it. It gets lost.
Forget it immediately. But they beat Cincinnati 43-17, and everybody said, wait a second, maybe they're not dead.
Correct.
And then all of a sudden, they get on a roll, and they wind up beating Andrew Luck and company in the AFC Championship game, and Brady is accused of illegally deflating the footballs, yet with legally inflated football in the second half, he destroyed Indianapolis.
Well, I guess LeGarrette Blount was carrying whatever he was carrying. He must not have had anything, because he ran for damn near 200 yards.
He did.
And I said, Skip, as a matter of fact, I had my podcast, I said they could have been throwing a bowling ball. They still were going to beat the hell out of the Colts. The Colts had gone into Denver and upset them in the divisional round, or the Patriots would have had to go on the road and to face the Broncos.
Andrew Luck beat Peyton Manning.
And so I was like, it could have been a bowling ball. It didn't matter. So what? Okay, it didn't have any effect. So what are they going to do about LeGarrette Blount running for 1,000 yards in that game? Are we going to talk about anything about that? No. You lost. But Coach Belichick didn't help Tom Brady. Tom like, bro, you do realize you just ran over me, right?
He threw him right under a big bus. He pushed him off
the bus. Tom was on the bus just riding, just minding his own. He said, get out of here.
He ran over him 4 or 5 times with the team bus.
Yes. He said, y'all need to ask Tom.
Ask my quarterback.
Ask Tom about that. Tom was getting his knee worked on, looking at his head like, huh? Coach Belichick just say that?
He did.
Ask Tom?
Yeah. Oh, really? Not exactly open heart surgery, Tom.
Oh, man. Yeah, Tom was feeling some type of way.
I would say. That's why he's in Tampa Bay.
But he going to mention Coach Belichick in his Hall of Fame speech, though.
He probably will.
He got to.
Well, that's just...
I mean, he doesn't accomplish that without Coach Belichick.
I'll give him 25% of the credit.
You give 5% of the
I
credit.
think they needed each other
Yeah,
to
thank
some
you.
extent, guys. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.